bunch of pucks flying out of it. I get violent sometimes.
Every time we get behind this microphone, we always give some type of take that either you're going to love or you're going to hate. There's no in between these days. And it seems like Rory giving his take about GNX made people go off the deep end and basically go into a witch hunt. Rory got his old tweets found out, he got labeled a racist, and he got crucified in the Twitter spaces. Was that something that really had to happen because of a music tape? Let's talk about it.
The STEM Society.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Cole Jackson. This is the STEM Society. Welcome back. Episode 130 is live. Thank you for joining me. Now, if you like what I do, because what I do is not very easy, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, grow this community. Make sure you guys are giving me some likes, but most definitely give me some of that conversation. I would love to go back and forth with you guys. It just lets me know that you guys are really watching the show, and it lets me know that I'm doing a good job or a bad job. So this week, let's go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off, and let's talk about Rory from the Rory MAL podcast. It seems like he is in a bit of hot water because of some of the old tweets that he put out back in 2010. So let's just start from the beginning. Let's recap, and then let's get into our opinions after the recap. Per normal, Rory MAL gets into a conversation about Grammys and Rap Album of the Year, just like all the other podcasts this year. We have all been watching this Grammy talk, and per normal, they give their take on what should happen with Kendrick Lamar and GNX. Now, for anybody who watches that podcast, you already know that when Kendrick Lamar and Rory MAL collide, it's always some type of toxic or some kind of wild take. This is what was said on the pod.
I saw no one talking about the Grammy nominations over the weekend.
Because nobody cares about the Grammy.
I did. GNX is going to sweep and it's going to piss me off because the Clips deserves to win.
Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now.
Jamal.
Do we think Alfredo 2 should have been in here?
Absolutely.
Okay, but what do we take out?
GNX.
Can't take out one of the highest selling albums.
All right, so
in
fuck
the
it. Let me
Grammy
be
cycle.
misogynistic. Glorilla.
Okay, I would agree with you. The only reason
I was trying to keep a female representation there. I was trying.
I think they'll give it to Clips, let God sort them out, but won't give it to him in the Album of the Year category.
So it's typical podcast banter from that show. We already know what's going to be said, especially from Mal. So it just seems like it's typical shit that they talk about all the time. It always comes off as some Kendrick hate, or it always comes off as somebody not really fucking with it, but we already know who in the room is really talking that shit. Now, some fans of the show, because the only way you can really know about this is if you're actually listening to the podcast or you're actually watching the clips. Some fans got a little bit offended about what happened. Now, the first thing that people went for was Damaris. Now, everybody knows Damaris be talking shit all the time on their podcast just because it makes for great podcasting. We're in an era now where you don't really have shit to stand on, so you just say wild ass shit that you want to, so you can get people to come in and say, oh man, we want to engage in this because she's saying some of the wildest stuff ever.
We're not fucking Kendrick Lamar fans. I've said on every platform possible, I hate the way Kendrick Lamar raps. I hate the sound of his fucking voice.
Same. I hate his voice.
I hate his voice, and I will not listen to him again simply because I hate the sound of his voice. It does not take away from the talent.
Let me let you guys in on a little bit of a secret. Most podcasts have hypocrites. That's how it goes. Nobody knows how to stand on shit anymore. They want to be hypocrites because they want your engagement. They want you to be able to come back and sometimes in some situations hate watch their shit. It doesn't really matter. It just comes down to the fact that you're watching, you're engaging, and you're saying something, because engagement equals views equal money equals new contracts. It's all a fucking ecosystem of gluttony and greed. Everything really stemmed from Damaris's thing, and of course, we all know how Mal feels about Kendrick's album. And then it got to a point to where people wanted to dig up some of Rory's old tweets. There were some old tweets that came up that were wild as hell. I don't really want to read them because there's so many, but I will post them. You'll see them somewhere on the screen. So it got to a point to where people seen these tweets and it grew legs for all intents and purposes. Like at first, I think people really wasn't minding it until they seen the Beyonce tweets. I was on Twitter back in those days. We were saying some wild shit on that app. I'm not going to hold you. I'm probably got some stuff. No, I'm smart enough to delete my shit. Anyway, there were a lot of things that were said back in those days that that in the rules of 2025 are not very acceptable. And this ain't me shooting Rory any bell because I don't know that nigga from a can of paint. I just don't know him. So I can't sit up here and say, well, that nigga didn't mean it that way. I just know that when you got on Twitter back in those days, between the years of 2010 up until 2012, it was wild, wild west. It was niggas saying any and everything they wanted to do. They was getting their shit off. And there were some things there where it looks like he was doing fake retweets, which I'm not going to define that. I think 50 million people have defined what fake retweets are, but we were fake retweeting a lot of things back in those days. And again, not me shooting this man any bell because I don't know Rory. I just know who I was back in those days, and I know what I was saying back in those days, and it was the norm because we treated Twitter like it was battle rap or some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We treated it like it was really battle rap, and we was trying to say the most disrespectful things that we possibly could say. And I know that doesn't excuse it, but that was the time. This is what pisses me off so much. We always retroactively try to play time cop and go back in these days and try to enforce the law because you can't say that these days. And it's to the point now where we don't even look at people's actions, you know what I'm saying, or how they've evolved throughout the years. You guys want to hang somebody or string them up because they said some wild shit back in 2010, bruh. Like 10 to 15 years is a long time. Just saying. That's just a long time for niggas to be mad. And it just felt like some of y'all was digging for moments and digging for your opportunity to jab at somebody because that's the only way you're going to get close to somebody being a celebrity is by talking shit about them, getting your micro 15 minutes of fame and being fake outrage. Because for me, a lot of the people who were saying some shit in these Twitter spaces felt like fake outrage. Just saying. I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's fast forward into this Twitter Spaces by this person by the name of Rocky Thunder, who is apparently an associate of Rory MAL. I've seen her on Love and Hip Hop. I know she's going back and forth with Joe Budden. I know she's trying to call people out. She does stuff with this nigga from YouTube called Danny from the Stop. I know all of these people. And before I go any further, let me just say this. They're all a part of this big old Illuminati of podcast haters / podcast reporters / all of this other bullshit. It's really fucking messy. And the fact that she considers Rory and Mal and Joe their friend, even though all of this happened under her watch, under these spaces, really says a lot about who you call a friend these days. Because whether you guys know it or not, you can get monetized from Twitter Spaces. And it comes from engagement as well. And I'm pretty sure and the bags aren't that big. So she just gave up her homeboy for probably a couple $1,000. If we're being honest. This is a couple grand. But the Twitter Spaces came up, which was actually supposed to be about taking Damaris's lies and making them into something bigger than what they were also. Again, all of this stuff is for engagement. All of this stuff is for pocket change for them to go out and buy jewelry, bags, or whatever the case may be. Now, I went back and listened to the whole Twitter Spaces. It was a 4-hour long roast session, and it was bad. But Rory popped up on there, and let me just be 100% honest with you guys. It wasn't the best showing in the world. Like, a lot of the stuff he was doing was very dismissive. A lot of it was sarcastic, and a lot of it was to the point where it's just like, I'll just take this because I'm already here.
Like how much I hate Black women and how I have specifically just targeted you in our company to make sure that you are devalued and never mind. I'm gonna chill.
Is this real outrage or is fake outrage? Like people really tripping right now?
Apparently.
Man, what y'all here talking about Rory? They canceling your ass?
Yeah, no, I hate Black women. I think all Black women are ugly.
I've been trying to tell them that you felt that way.
Yeah, I hate them. I think all Black women are
I can't wait to put that in my lawsuit.
ugly and disgusting. I only think white is the only pure beauty. As you know, as I tell you guys all the time, how much I love white women.
I don't know if you can really troll your way out of this one, man.
So that was the vibe in the beginning. You get what I'm saying? Of course, Rory's friends pop up, Damaris, Mal, Geneviews was on there. A lot of the industry podcasters, the big time talking heads, popped up on there and was just like, "Oh, is this real? Like, I didn't know this was real." So of course they're gonna show up for their friend to try to defend or just see if this is all real. And as you can clearly see, Rory handled this in a very dismissive way. Now, was that the way to do it? Nah, I wouldn't have handled it. I would have got out of there as soon as possible. Now, I'm stealing this take from my other podcasters because I've listened to other podcasts just to see how they feel about this. But this is the right take. You have a platform and you need to use your platform to be able to get your shit off and to be able to say what you need to say. I think, and this is a completely separate thing, but Stephen A. Smith is probably one of the smartest dudes to do this because he never answers back online. He never goes back and forth with the internet. He always waits until the perfect time and turns it into content and turns it into engagement. I don't really think Rory was thinking about it that way because I guess he doesn't look at it as an opportunity to just be able to speak his mind without having to go back and forth with people. But why would you sit on a spaces when you know what's coming? It's how I'm looking at it. Because that was the nice part of things.
Get out the space.
And
Because
I guarantee
No, I
you,
know.
I
I
guarantee
think
you, your
I
black
think we
line
saying the
brothers,
same fucking
bro,
thing.
your black line brothers will violate your ass if they saw some of this shit, bro. So you need to clear the shit up, apologize for the shit, and move on. But the double down on it, bro, somebody clipping this shit up, and they gonna send it to the coppers, and they gonna get on your ass, bro. Like
Okay,
you gotta own up.
they
You
can clip
gotta own up to
anything.
shit and be a fucking man, bro. Stand on your shit.
No, the
Simple.
reason is me
This
being a
some
man
shit
is why
your
I'm in
fucking,
this
this some
fucking
shit
space when
a father
everybody's telling
figure
me
should
not to
tell
be.
your ass, bro. You a grown ass man, bro. Stop trying to insult motherfuckers' intelligence, bro.
I'm not insulting anyone's intelligence.
Simple.
I'm in this
I
space
just said how
because.
you trying to do it, bro. You sitting up here talking about, oh, them fake tweets. It's not. It came from your fucking page, bro.
As you can clearly see, it is a hot mess. You got a lot of black people enraged. You got a lot of people upset about this whole Rory thing. So this is a part of the show where if you're easily offended by things that somebody's going to say, thank you for joining me. I hope to see you guys next episode. If you don't, that's fine. Okay, for those people have left, let's be honest with each other. A lot of y'all were on that spaces to get a moment. A lot of y'all were on there just to be able to say something to somebody who is a D, maybe even an F-list celebrity. Y'all niggas don't care. Well, Anthony Fantano had his whole situation with the N-word, and he's still doing pretty well with the black community now, isn't he? There's a lot of other situations with people like this moving crazy. And what do y'all do about it? Oh, we get on Twitter Spaces and we yell at that person, and then we go back and hate listen to their podcast because, well, I can't live without not listening to Rory MAL. I want to argue with him on a regular basis. See, the problem that I have with all of this is, one, you're retroactively trying to crucify somebody who did something back in 2010. Now, again, not really shooting any bell to him because I don't know Rory from a can of paint. And a lot of the stuff that he got caught with was some wild tweets. It does take some explaining. But at the end of the day, y'all ain't gonna do shit. Y'all never do anything. It's always status quo with a lot of y'all. See, y'all are big and bad on the internet and y'all want to talk all of that major shit on the internet. But when it comes time for some real action, like, oh, I don't know, boycotting his podcast. Oh, I don't know, not listening to that shit. Oh, I don't know, making sure that you don't follow or hate listen all of that shit. Y'all get on Reddit and start talking shit to each other like it's a day in the park. You know what my problem is with that kind of shit? Y'all are no different than the people who was carrying those tiki torches. Y'all have a lot of talk about what the fuck y'all want to do, but you never do anything about it. See, Rory, you tried to fight the internet, especially on Twitter, which is the worst place to fight because them niggas is most definitely gonna act a fool on your ass regardless because they looking for a reason. A lot of those people on the internet be just looking for a reason to be mad. That's the truth. I'm just telling you what a lot of people won't tell you. Y'all are looking for fake outrage because you have nothing else better to do. The same people who say you should be uplifting black people or you should be saying respectful things in black spaces are the same people who are stepping over the homeless dude that's in front of your building and he black. Won't give him no change, won't do nothing to make sure he fed, won't do none of that shit. You step over that nigga every day and laugh at him because he ain't where you at right now. See, before you get on the internet and start talking all that bullshit, check yourself in the mirror and make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing too. Because that fake outrage bullshit ain't going nowhere and it ain't doing shit but just getting your blood pressure high. I don't understand the reason why we want to go ahead and just start taking out our frustrations on some random white person when there's white people in the government who are really fucking y'all over. I mean, bad too. Real bad. But y'all never want to step up to the plate and do what y'all supposed to be doing. Now, if y'all really want to hurt this man, hurt him in his pockets. When he don't get support, when he don't get engagement, when you don't listen to his podcast, he don't get paid. See, and a lot of y'all don't understand this shit either too. The check cleared long time ago. That check is done. I think Rory was stupid to stay in that spaces because you just can't fight the internet. But at the same token, I'm just like, why should he care? The check is already cleared. He's already gotten a whole lot of listens. And that didn't stop Lola Brooke from being a part of their show. She was just interviewed this past week. So what is it? I really want to know. Because if it was a smaller podcaster, if it was somebody who really didn't have the touch or the reach that Rory does, y'all would have been got him out of there. And it would be you know what's even worse? If he was black, y'all would go way harder. Oh yeah, black on black shit does exist. See, y'all yell at a nigga online. Y'all yell at this white dude online, but if he was a black podcaster, oh, we got to get him the fuck up out of here. With that nigga is infiltrating the stuff and he's just spreading a whole lot of lies and rumors. Y'all are hypocrites. A lot of y'all are real fucking hypocrites, and it's sad. It's sad that I have to talk to people in this tone because y'all really on here looking for a moment. Because that's what it was. Now, I think there was a few people on there who really was trying to get their shit off and they felt the type of way about it. But if you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing in your neighborhood, or if you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing with the homeless man outside of your building, I don't want to hear that bullshit. See, nobody wants to really be about that action when it comes to being about that action. So it's laughable to me. And this will all blow over in a week. The next thing you're going to do is just go and listen to that podcast because that's what they need you to do. And you're going to say, man, that nigga Mal, he's still tripping. And don't think because y'all changed the logo to look like a Klansman and a coon that that's going to have any fucking rearing on how much money did they make. Because they're still going to make money off of your black ass because you're going to go back to them. That's the God honest truth. That's the God honest truth. As much mad and vitriol y'all had for this nigga online, y'all still gonna hit that play button. Y'all still gonna be connected to that Patreon where they making straight up money off y'all on that too. Y'all still are gonna be doing the same shit y'all been doing because none of y'all really stand 10 toes on what y'all be talking about on the internet. Shit is fake, bro. Shit is real fake. If it was some real outrage, Adam 22 would have been out of here a long time ago. Vlad would have been out of here a long time ago. I really do feel like Rory said some dumb shit and he got to pay for that. He got to pay for it. He's going to have to pay for it his own way. That's a cross he got to bear, bruh. But I'm not going to sit up here and yell at this nigga because that's going to get shit done. Y'all sit up there and with 4 hours on a Twitter Spaces monetizing the host who is his best friend. They cool with each other. Huh? So, yeah. The whole thing is laughable to me. Everybody sitting on there getting super mad or getting their shit off just put money in their homegirl's pocket. And that's the God honest truth. If you don't believe me, look it up for yourself and see if you can't get monetized off of Twitter Spaces. I really look at it as us living in a world where we want to be mad or we want to stand for something, but we don't want to do the real actions that it takes to be able to take somebody out the game. Because y'all know what it takes. You hit them pockets, not yelling on a Twitter Spaces. Now, I know a lot of people are going to look at me and be like, man, this nigga right here, he don't know what the fuck you talking about. Hey, bro, I'm just calling it like I see it. At the end of the day, all of these niggas are in one big old ball. They're all major talking heads on hip-hop platforms that's going to make money off of your engagement, make money off of your views, going to make money off of your listens, going to make money off your downloads, going to make money off their Patreons because you don't want to step away from something that you claim is quote-unquote toxic or racist. Until they take a hit in viewership or listenership, until their fucking main people who are, I think they're under Volume Podcast Network, until they see that there's some outrage through that, the show gonna keep rolling. Now, Rory did go off and apologize on his on this latest episode. Let's look at the apology.
I don't think my intentions came off the correct way because I was in there to get my talking to.
Why?
But when I woke up this morning and listened back to some of it, I sounded very, very dismissive in the beginning.
As you should have been.
There were some people that were generally just looking for an answer. And I apologize for being dismissive to those people in particular that were just looking for an answer to what some of those tweets and fake retweets and all that was. So I do apologize because I did come off dismissive to some people that did not deserve that were just saw something out of context and was like, yo, what's up with this? And I was a little condescending and dismissive in the beginning.
And you know what the sad part is? For a lot of y'all, that's going to be enough. What he said on this show is going to be enough. You know what's even crazier? A lot of y'all that was in those Twitter Spaces and the people who are outraged on Twitter, y'all listen to that episode just to hear his apology, and then you can go back to doing your regular shit. It's laughable how a lot of people on this internet really do think that yelling at somebody or going back and forth in a Twitter battle is actually changing the way we look at culture. It's not. Y'all are going to continue to do the same wash, rinse, repeat you've always done. And that's okay. I think that more people are hypocrites than what we know. See, y'all are never going to stand 10 toes on what y'all really believe in. And if y'all really wanted this to change, you would do something like not listening to the show. Now, me personally, I've never been a super huge fan of the Rory MAL show. It's hit or miss. A lot of times it's some really good interviews on there, really when it comes to a lot of the artists. But I'm trying to make it in this media space myself. At the end of the day, one thing that I've always said is Rory MAL show is very performative. They do things for engagement. And half of those takes, they don't even believe themselves. AKA Damaris. And some of the things that she said. So at the end of the day, what did we really accomplish after this whole thing? What's going to happen after this? Because I'll personally tell you right now, the wheels are going to keep turning. Things are never going to change until you guys actually take time out to really do what you say you're going to do. And instead of taking it out on smaller creators like myself, maybe you guys should maybe think about not hitting play, or maybe you should think about not going to their Patreon. If you really feel that strongly about what somebody said from 2010, you really need to take action. Stand 10 toes, like a lot of people should. So I don't know. One more thing about this too. Calling people a coon because they take up for their friend, because a lot of people looking at Mal as a coon because he took up for his homeboy. They're friends. What do you expect them to do? That's the same person who left Joe Budden with Rory because they're friends. And calling him a coon because he's looking out for his homeboy, come on, bro. Y'all are the same people who are okay with Queen's Flip on Joe Budden podcast, dropping his pants, rolling around like some jigaboo. And y'all gonna call this man a coon for sticking up for his friend? Get out of here, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Or a lot of y'all are gonna be like, man, y'all gotta stop protecting these white people. No. You need to start living by what you think your morals are. That's what you need to be doing. Don't worry about what I'm doing over here. Or don't worry about what Mal is doing. He's doing exactly what you would do for your friend. That's how it goes. If y'all really friends, you're going to look out for him, good or bad. That's how I grew up. If that nigga, even if that nigga wrong, you got to take up for him and you chastise him when you get to the house. But when that nigga out here in the streets fighting for his life, you got to fight with him if that's your real friend. And that's what Mal did. It's crazy. It's just too much going on out here in these internet streets. And I just think this whole thing got blown out of proportion. What do you guys think? I'm really open to hear your opinions down in the comments. Let me know how you feel about my take. And let me know how you feel about what Roy said. I really want to see where you come from. I want to know your angle. That's all I got. I will be back on Wednesday with some album reviews, and I'll also be going over some more music news throughout the week. So make sure you guys stay tuned, stay subscribed. I will catch you guys next episode. Peace out.
She was kind of fucking with my money, but I meant everything I said, and I say it again.